great to have you on the show today, sir. Cancer immunotherapy, a focus on treating breast cancer in particular. This is obviously an important topic, and your drug, I think, has really shown a lot of great roads in clinical trials, 138 treated patients of breast cancer. And one thing that I'm particularly interested in is I believe that it's showing that they won't have a recurrence of metastatic breast cancer, right? Or preventing that or eliminating that to a certain extent. Tell me more about what the drug is doing.
Sure. So my name is Snehal Patel. So I think the way to think of it is after surgery, there's a chance the breast cancer will come back. And what we showed in our phase 2 trial is that the HER2 positive patients who had surgery, received Herceptin, we had no breast cancer come back in the 50 patients that were treated versus the 50 placebo. The 50 placebo had about 11% come back. That's what you would expect for someone who didn't. So we have very good safety.
That's amazing. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. More than 10% of the folks had it again, and those in your trial didn't have it again.
Exactly.
Yeah. But over what period of time, out of curiosity?
Well, you can see it on this chart. So the chart that you have up have these little marks on those lines. That shows that was the time they were followed. So this is a median of 5 years. So it's a very long time. It was a very long trial. And we waited for this outcome before we reported it, which we did back in December 2020.
Yeah, that's a big difference, because I know as the years pass, I mean, once you get to 10 years, the saying is that you're in the clear, but it is a frightening situation for someone who's suffering with cancer or a loved one. That being said, I know that you're moving forward. You have the GP2 drug. Tell us about the developments now and the excitement that you have going forward. I know that you are getting ready to put together a phase 3 clinical trial, right?
Exactly. So we have started the plan. So we raised the capital to be able to complete the trial to the point of seeking approval from the FDA, which will be an interim analysis. So that interim analysis will be comparing the treated and the placebo somewhere midway during the trial. And so we're planning to start that trial before the end of this year. The manufacturing is ongoing, and we're hopefully going to release the product to the clinical sites in the coming months, and then we'll be able to start the trial hopefully in the fourth quarter. So we're very excited that finally we have this data. I'm sure it'll take some time, right? Yeah, and we're not going to go for a full 5 years, and we're not going to, even if we did 4 years, we're not going to go to the full 4. We're going to do an interim analysis, which we did not do in the phase 2 trial. And that's typical in the industry now, is to do an interim analysis where you use a large number of patients and you can still see a difference midway through the trial. So that's right. The stock joined the Russell 2000 index, and obviously that's a really big deal, because obviously all the fund managers have to mimic the index itself, and it really shows that you're meeting all your financial obligations and such. That being said, when you look at what's going on with the company and all your partnerships that you have, I know you work with a lot of the big names. As you got this funding, you have a lot of institutions that are supporting your clinical trials as well, right? So we have Baylor College of Medicine and some other institutions in Texas, hospitals that are teaching hospitals that will help us start the trial. So that was very important to us in the fourth quarter last year. We started that relationship, which is leading us now to a very well-designed trial and the potential to start very quickly, at least in Texas, in the U.S., in the fourth quarter. So our main objective was, when we did our IPO last year, was to raise the capital. And we did that mainly with retail investors. Then we announced our data over the course of 3 conferences, and then we joined the Russell 2000. And that gives us a chance to transition from retail to institutional. And the other interesting thing is to be added to the Russell 2000, these large funds have to acquire a lot of your stock and then park it. And so our float was already very low, but now it's even lower. It took them a while to accumulate those shares.
So that's going to
Sure.
Create a different trading pattern for us going forward.
And then last but not least, in the world of biopharma, it's not just one thing because you're working so hard and doing so much research and development for exciting, striving goals. And so what are you working on with immunotherapy? It's not just breast cancer that you have a chance to combat, right? Is it more than that?
Yeah, so we're targeting the HER2 protein. And that's a protein that is expressed in 75% of breast cancer patients. But there are also other cancers where patients express the HER2 protein, and we have very good diagnostic technology to find them. So we're planning additional phase twos, one to expand the market within the HER2 positive, another to look at the low expressors of HER2, and then to pursue other cancers. To do that, you need to have a source of Herceptin or Herceptin ADC, and it takes time to find those partners, but we're in the process of doing that. So we hope in the not too distant future to start additional phase 2 trials around this major phase 3 trial that we're going to focus on.